Hi there, this is Andrea Maury of Drea Renee Knits, and today I'm going to show you how I like to pick up stitches in the center spine of an I-cord. So I'm working on a new shawl, and for this shawl we actually have this I-cord edge that we're going to turn into the center spine. So because this I-cord is 3 stitches in circumference, I'll show you that now real quick. So we have 1, 2, 3 stitches, and that makes up this whole I-cord that you see running along the edge. This is the front of my shawl. This is the back. So what I want to do is, because there's 3 stitches, I can't just divide that perfectly in half, but I want to maintain the look of this really pretty I-cord on the front of my shawl. So I'm going to keep 2 stitches to the front of my work, and then I'll just have a single stitch for the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up all my stitches for this center spine along this 3rd stitch of my I-cord that's running closest to the back of my work. So let's see what that looks like. I'm just going to do a little rearranging here. All right, so up here I have just I-cord bound off all these stitches, which you'll see in the instructions for this shawl. This is a little piece of waste yarn. Just ignore it. I'm still in the design phase, and so this is just in case I want to go back and make any adjustments. All right, but let's look at how we pick up stitches for the next part of this shawl. So what I want to do is I want to look at the back of my work, and again, I'm going into the knit stitch of the I-cord that is closest to the back of my shawl. So you could also count stitches. I could count 1, 2, 3, and go into that 3rd one. So I'm going to go into my stitch that is closest to my top running I-cord here. And that is where I'm going to pick up my first stitch. I'm going to start by showing this holding my working yarn in my right hand, also known as English style knitting, but I'll demonstrate left-handed continental style as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I inserted my needle into both legs of that stitch, and now I'm just going to knit a stitch on. And then I'm going to go to the stitch right below that. Insert my needle tip into both legs and knit. Stitch below that, and you can see how it gets, sorry, I want that natural light to come through. You can see how it gets easier and easier to do this. It becomes really obvious what this whole row of stitches is. So I'm going to do this stitch, then the one below, and just keep going down. I'll do 2 more English style, and then I'll switch over to continental. So what you don't want to do is separate a stitch. See, it would be easy to go with those 2, but now I'm leaving a leg out. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep these stitches whole. And what that's going to do is when I'm all done picking up stitches, I'm going to have this really nice band down the front that's going to be 2 stitches wide. That'll kind of look like an I-cord. And then on the back, I'll have a really lovely single stitch kind of slip stitch row is what it's going to look like. If you've ever seen like the center seam on the Weekender, it's going to look similar to that. Let's go ahead and switch over and show Continental picking up these stitches for anybody who holds their yarn that way while they knit. So again, I'm just kind of rotating my work over so I can see to the back, and I'm going into the next stitch down, going through both legs, and then I just knit. And going through both legs of the stitch below and knit. Both legs of the stitch below and knit. So do you see how it's like this nice little tidy do-do-do-do-do, so pretty? There we go. I know it's a little tricky to see. I am using my hand spun, and it is right now kind of a high contrast going on with these different colors, but hopefully you're still seeing the idea. It's going to be so pretty. I cannot wait. Let's do one more. Going under both legs and knitting. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way down, and that's how we're creating the next part of this kind of fun new shawl concept I'm working on. So again, you can see how it's going to keep kind of that I-cord intact on the front, and in the back you can see all that pretty single row of stitches. I'm going to keep working my way down. I hope you found this helpful and it helps you figure out how to pick up those stitches when you're working on it. Happy knitting!